of this all-important sudden death semi-final, and in this first half, Manly in the dark jumpers and white shorts, just slightly darker than the Newtown side, are running left to right. Jumpers a little bit hard to distinguish, but just remember Manly running left to right. And there's the kick-off taken by Batty, a deep one. Newtown now with the ball and trying to run it out from deep now inside their own 25. Nobbs with the ball and tackle just outside his own 25. The crowd at the cricket ground today in the vicinity of 27,000. A beautiful day, a little bit cold, but the crowd now ready for an action-packed semi-final.
Yes, a beautiful day here at the Sydney Cricket Ground in this first semi-final of the 1966 season with Newtown in possession of the ball at the moment. Newtown, of course, have had a couple of changes. Graney comes in. Bullock was unable to take the field this afternoon, and Graney, number 3 on the Newtown side, and of course Cowie replaces Olive in the front row. But it's a beautiful day here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Nice cold day, right for football. A big crowd with a tension of excitement amongst this crowd watching this match. The result of the match, an even bet at this stage, but the game's only been in progress 2 minutes and there's no score. And now you're watching Newtown possession their own 25, and it's back over to Jim Shepard.
Goes Nobbs now. Nobbs, the halfback for Newtown, trying to dart his way through the ruck, and has burst a couple of yards clear, but will play this one about 27 yards out from his own line on the scoreboard touchline. Comes to Paul Quinn, and away to, that time to Cuneo. Held up. Quinn again getting it away. And the Manly defence standing up straight. Play now pretty well centre field and about almost 30 yards out. Quinn getting it back that time. Here's a kick. And after it is Batty, it'll beat Batty with the wind behind it and roll into touch. Let's see where the linesman does come to, right on the Manly 25, the scrum to go down there, and of course Stanton for Manly to put the ball into the scrum. The wind a little bit surprisingly strong. It's blowing from right to left across the screen, so Newtown have a tremendous advantage in this first half. Stanton coming around now to put the ball into the scrum. And it's a Newtown ball. Nobbs getting it away there to Carnegie, to Keys. He's juggling it and caught well. Put down there by Gallagher. Will play this one centre field, 35 yards out from the Manly line. Away that time to Cuneo. Gets his pass away well to Wilson, and Wilson is put down just short of the Newtown, the Manly 25. Nobbs again in possession and playing it back to Jeffries, to Paul Quinn. Wilson coming around the blind side of this ruck. Well tackle underneath though by Walkerton. And we'll play this one centre field about 14 yards in from touch. Jeffries away that time to Quinn, to Cuneo, propping, going the other way, straight and hard through the centre of the ruck, taken well by Vivers, and crashed down 35 yards out from the Manly line. Comes to Quinn, and a penalty here to Newtown, offside play by Manly, and perhaps the first 2 points coming up as Bob Lanningham will be called in to attempt this goal. 5 minutes gone in the first half as he takes this one. It looks all right, I think, and no, it's flagged away to the right of the post. No points, and so the score is still 0-all after 5.5 minutes play in the first half. Playing this one then about 40 yards out, plays it back to Jones. Jones spearing it away well to Walkerton. Walkerton trying to step around Quinn, and he's dragged down about 8 yards short of the halfway line. Remembering that in this first half Newtown have this tremendous advantage of the wind behind them, and you'll probably see a lot of long kicks by fullback Brian Graham to get them out of trouble. Jones fitting it back there, and this time finds Antonak. Antonak held up. 3 tacklers in, and he's dragged down about 8 or 9 yards short of the halfway line. Out this time to Bradstreet, getting it back beautifully there to Stanton, and Stanton has burst clear. Graham, number 1 after him, twists it back there to Fulton. Fulton's got it, he's got the defence on the wrong leg, trying to crash his way through. Can he get close? No, he can't quite drag himself clear, and he's put down 5 yards short of the Newtown line. He'll play it to Stanton. Look out for trouble as it comes here to Bradstreet, looking for the winger. Yakic finds Yakic, and Yakic is grasped immediately. About 6 yards short of the Newtown line. Newtown will have to watch themselves. The crowd screaming for Manly as it comes to Stanton across to Jones. Looking for Fulton, finds Fulton, and he's crashed down heavily there, losing a little bit of ground, but now centre field and only about 20 yards out. Out it comes to Walken and to Day. Day running very wide, trying to step his way through the tackles. Just a beautiful pass back there that finds Gallagher. Gallagher grasped immediately by Jeffries. Plays it to Jones, to Stanton. Good one to Fulton. Batty up as extra man. Over there, the time to Bradstreet. Looks towards Yakic. Finds Yakic again. He's coming infield. Gets his pass back to Batty, and Batty is put down about 15 yards short of the line. Good attacking football by Manly. Loose on the ground. Will be picked up there by Yakic. Yakic trying to go back the other way. Gets it to Walkerton, to Jones. Jones trying to step his way through tackles. Nobbs was waiting for him. The actual tackler there was Jeffries. All picked up there by Gibson. Gibson trying to carve his way through, taken underneath by Jeffries and put down right on the 25. He'll play it to Jones. Jones out this time, finds Bradstreet, and there's a penalty, offside play by Newtown. We could see that coming, and this one, although it's into the breeze, a reasonable chance of 2 points for Manly.
Here's Batty, number 1 for Manly. Manly on the left-hand side of your screen. Batty taking the kick. An important one too is Lanigan missed a fairly easy one in the first half, and goals. This could mean important at the end of the match.
Here's Batty coming in. This is his first attempted goal, just inside the Newtown 25. It looks all right. The flags are up, and so Manly have gone to the lead, 2 points to 0 over Newtown after 13 minutes play in the first half. They're midway between the Manly 25 and the halfway line. Boyle going through now, and well taken, slammed down by Walkerton, number 13, and also Jones. Paul Quinn getting it, doubling around Will, trying to go through, but he slips as he tried to sidestep one of the Manly players. Day will play it to Jeffries, gets it away well at a time to Cowie, and Cowie just short of the Manly 25. We've got 17 minutes gone in the first half, and it's still Manly 2, Newtown 0, but Newtown still hammering away. Cuneo getting it away to Nobbs. Dummies towards Wilson, going back the other way. He sort of throws Jones over his shoulder, but taken anyway by Antonak. We'll play this one to Jeffries, then across to Cuneo. Cuneo straightened hard, and he tries to beat a couple of tackles. Looks for support, couldn't quite get a pass clear. They're 20 yards now out from the Manly line, and Newtown look pretty good. Nobbs out to Wilson. Wilson going straight and hard. He's trying to go on his own. Flips a fast back, and it's intercepted there by Walkerton. Walkerton's going for his life down the member stand touchline, dragged down there by the scruff of the neck, and eventually dragged into touch by Cowie. And a penalty against Newtown to Manly.
Well, no doubt you saw that on your screen. He tackled the Newtown player, tackled and dragged him over the line. Of course, there's a penalty for that. You're not allowed to do that, and Cole Pearce has watered a penalty, but they only gained about 5 or 6 yards, and there goes the scrum right down on the halfway mark, with Manly leading 2 points to 0 after about 19 minutes play in the first half.
And Stanton to put the ball in for Manly, number 7, just standing to the right of referee Mr. Cole Pearce. And it's a Newtown ball. Nobbs gets it there to Keys, then across to Graham. Up as extra man finds Graney. Graney's flying, looks towards Quinn, but he's well grasped underneath there by Tennant. We'll play this one just inside the Manly half. Back to Boyle. Straight and hard, trying to step around tackles. Well taken there by Stanton, and again just inside the Manly half. Off the feet, that's okay, signals Mr. Pearce, and Newtown still have possession. They're just inside the Manly half, going back a bit now, and this is Boyle getting across here to Quinn, and Quinn is flying to the line. Bradstreet's after him, and Bradstreet comes at him as he tries to go infield, flips it back though, and coming across in cover defences, Vivers. Newtown though again up in this danger area, about 35 yards out from the Manly line. It'll come to Paul Quinn, to Nobbs, then across to Cuneo. Cuneo trying to go inside the Manly forwards, and he's dragging players with him, has brought play up just short of the Manly 25 centre field. Fulton getting it away there to Wilson. It goes over Quinn's shoulder as he tried to back up for that pass into touch, and the scrum to go down about 30 yards out from the Manly line over on the scoreboard touchline, with 19 minutes gone in the first half, and Manly leading Newtown 2 points to 0.
I thought Newtown may have used the kick a little more often, having the wind in their favour in this first half, because it's going to be important. There's a penalty from that scrum. Referee Pearce has given a penalty, and no doubt Lanigan will come up and take the kick. He's pointing at the half-back for not putting the ball in correctly.
And so as he comes in with 20 and a half minutes gone in the first half, it's Manly 2, Newtown 0. Will this one equal the scores? And it's in the air. And it's flagged away again and taken by Batty behind his own line. The score remains the same, and Manly now attempting to run it out. Let's see what they can do with it as it goes to winger Paul Gibson, and Gibson is dragged down 35 yards out. Plays it to Gallagher. Cross then to Batty up as extra man, trying to go through the forwards, and he's well taken underneath there by Quinn. We'll play this one to Jones. Getting it away well to Vivers. Vivers straight and hard, well taken underneath. He's still trying to get a pass clear and can't, and we'll play this one 35 yards out from his own line. Almost centre field. Jones the dummy half, getting it away well here this time. Let's see what Manly can do as they're taking on the Newtown forwards head on, and I think are probably winning the battle of running straight ahead. Antonak now trying to crash his way through. Well taken there as Wilson picks him up, and he's also driven back by Quinn. We'll play this one to Jones. Batty underneath it, takes it beautifully right in his own 25, juggling the ball there, gets a well-deserved round of applause. Dummies. Quinn comes at him, and he beats a bit of a rough old attempted tackle by Cuneo, actually taken by Quinn. They're midway between their own 25 and the halfway line as it goes to Bradstreet, then across to Vevers. Vevers straight and hard. He's got players clinging on. Boyle the tackler, and they're just short of the halfway line, still in their own half of the field. Jones feeding it away well. Walkerton trying to crash his way through over the top. It's Cuneo, putting him down only about 2 yards short of the halfway line and the members stand touchline. Jones, the dummy half, to Antonak. Antonak swings around, gets it to Bradstreet, to Stanton. Stanton well taken, will get up and play this ball again, just short, only a couple of yards short of the halfway line and in centre field. Jones, the dummy half, swings it back the other way to Vevers. Vevers gets his pass clear here, back to Jones. Jones look for support, gets it across here beautifully, and let's see what they can do. And there's a magnificent dummy as Bradstreet will go in and get a try for Manly. Now Newtown should have never fallen for that, but they have, and so the score goes along to Manly 5, Newtown 0. This is his third attempt at goal. He's landed one. Let's follow the flight again. It's skewed off the side of his boot to the right. The Newtown ball, and it comes across to Carnegie, trying to dart his way through, and he's beaten tackles. He's flying for the line, and after him is Batty, and he flips his pass back in field. Keys couldn't get to it, loose over the line, and Keys has dived on it, but Mr. Pearce has called for the knock-on. Well, what a breathtaking moment there. I thought for a moment that there'd be a try coming up as Carnegie almost made it, but not quite. No points, and the scores remain at Manly 5, Newtown 0. This scrum going down right on the Manly line. Quinn, who's pretty badly injured, I think, has gone into the lock position, put in by Stanton, and it's what? Let's see, it's a Manly ball, and Stanton has it. Graham dives at him, and he's got him by one arm, and then Nobbs is after him, and Nobbs helps drag him down just short of the Manly 25. What a close shave for Manly a moment ago. Plays it back loose on the ground. It'll come across here to Day. Day straight and hard, and runs straight and hard into Cuneo. Will play this one, marked by Nobbs, and played away by Jones there. Out to Vevers, and Vevers trying to crash his way through. Underneath the tackler is Cuneo. They're just outside their own 25 as Jones spears it the other way to Walkerton. Walkerton straight and hard, put down by Cowie, centre field, and just a fraction outside the Manly 25. Plays it to Jones, then across to Antonak. Antonak straight and hard, and well taken head on. What a shame Newtown couldn't have followed that last movement up. A good saving tackle all the same by Batty. It'll come back here to Walkerton. Walkerton rolling forward as he's caught there by one arm. Will play this one about 35 yards out. Beats everyone as it goes to Vevers. Vevers can't quite get a pass clear, but at least he's brought play out almost midway between the Manly 25 and the halfway line. Plays it to Jones, to Stanton. Good one across there that finds Bradstreet, and Bradstreet's flying, flips a beautiful pass back in field to Gallagher. Gallagher's flying, he looks for support. Graham, he beats Graham, gets it to Fred Jakic. Jakic is flying for the line, after him is Quinn. Quinn gets him by one arm, gets it back to Gallagher, and Gallagher I think will be caught right on the Newtown 25, but good enterprising football by Manly. Plays it here to Walker and to Stanton. To Bradstreet. Bradstreet dummies, trying to go straight and hard through the forwards. He beats one tackle here by Cuneo, still going and trying to wrestle his way through. But Quinn from behind drags him down just inside the Newtown 25. He'll play it to Jones. To Stanton. Then across to Vevers, and here comes Day through. Oh, flat out, but he's caught beautifully. It still gets his pass clear. It'll go back there to Vevers, and then across to Gallagher. Gallagher going wide. Flips a beautiful pass to Batty, and Batty's flying for the corner. Dived out by King, gets it to Jakic, and Jakic's leg has gone in for a try. A marvellous bit of backline football there by Manly, and one of the unsung heroes I think probably was centre Peter Gallagher, who backed up beautifully, and of course Batty and then Jakic to finally clinch it. But here comes Batty in to try and convert that kick, and it's a shallow one, and it's gone past the posts to the right. No points, and the scores remain at Manly 8, Newtown 0, with about 4 minutes to go to half-time. And Newtown, I'm sure, looking a little bit worried now because they've got 2 tries against them, and so far, apart from one beautiful burst through by Carnegie, apparently unable to crack the Manly defence. There's the kick-off, which is loose and taken beautifully back there by Fulton. Steps around one tackle, still going, and he's got a bit of support here. Looks for Gibson, gets it to Gibson. Gibson's flying for the line, Lanningan's after him, takes him beautifully, and over the top, Nobbs there has covered a fence, but play now is midway between the Newtown 25 and the halfway line. Played by Fulton to Gallagher to Stanton to Jones, and he's knocked it behind him. Okay, picked up by Walkerton. Tackled well by Boyle, and also Quinn in there, just inside the Newtown half, almost centre field. Played over to Day. Day trying to go through the forwards. Nobbs, number 7, one of the tacklers in there, but 3 of them help drag him down, and he's marked by Jeffries. Plays it to Jones, the dummy half. Over the other side, this time to Walkerton, straight and hard. Boyle takes him well, and he'll play this one about 9 yards inside the Newtown half. Jones tries the other side, this time to Stanton. Back to Stanton. Beautiful move through there, but the The Newtown cover defence waiting for it, and it's loose, and there'll be a penalty here. Yes, there is 2 to Manly, reefing that ball, I think, off the Manly player, and this one centre field, pretty well centre field, and about, my mathematics aren't too good, but at least 9 yards inside the Newtown half. And here comes Batty's kick, and it's in the air, a good high one, dropping a bit, and it's through, a magnificent kick. And now Manly have gone further ahead and lead Newtown 10 points to 0 with 2 minutes, not quite that to go to half-time. Nobbs with the ball for Newtown has brought it back to the halfway line, and Newtown must feel quite demoralised because they've got the advantage of the wind behind them, but they've had 2 tries and 2 goals scored against them. There's a short one by Graham, going to be picked up by Gibson. He's knocked it on, picked up by Lanigan, and he steps inside Tennant, flying. Tennant's after him, puts him down just short of the Manly 25. He'll play it here to Carnegie. Keys. Props tries to go through Day, well taken though by Jones, and he's slammed down just short of the Manly 25 and the member stand touchline. We'll play it back here to Jeffries, to Nobbs, Boyle, and a penalty against offside play there by Manly, a penalty to Newtown. This one right on the Manly 25 and about 12 or 13 yards in from touch. Another chance for Bob Lanigan. It leaves, Lanigan with this kick just outside the Manly 25. He's had a couple actually from pretty well the same position, one from the other side of the field, and of course he's missed 3. This will be his 4th attempt, and Newtown desperately needs a couple of points on the board. A lead of 10 points to 0. The half-time hooter will go probably as he attempts to. There it goes now. Half-time hooter is gone, leaving Lanigan to set this ball up and try and get at least 2 points on the board. And a silent prayer from the Newtown supporters, and again it's to the right of the post, taken by Batty. The half-time hooter has gone, of course. He's dived out there by Graney and put down, and a bit of a punch throw on there. The touch judge, I think he might be coming in. Yes, he's in, and players are now swarming around. We'll see what happens. It's a shame that the first half had to end that way. And now players midway between the Newtown 25 and the halfway line. Good defence and reasonably good attack as it comes to Jones. Then back to Batty trying to go through, and he's well taken. Actually not quite put on the ground. Played there to Day and then across to Vevers. Vevers trying to go through, and he's burst through a couple of tackles. Nobbs again, who does a lot of cover defence for Newtown, has dragged him down. Plays it to Jones, Bradstreet, then across to Fulton to Stanton, and coming through like a rocket there. The Manly centre Tennant will get up and play it to Stanton. Vevers going the other side. Not a great deal of defence there, and he tries to go through Jeffries, and he's still going, but dragged down eventually from behind. A beautiful tackle by Brian Graham. We'll get up and play this one to Jones inside the Newtown 25. Could be dangerous. It comes to Stanton. Looks for Bradstreet. He gets it to Bradstreet going back the other side. He stumbled though as he went through. Actually grabbed by one leg by Nobbs. And he'll play it to Jones inside the Newtown 25. Loose. I think it could be a penalty here against Newtown, and there is. And a penalty to Manly as Stanton coming up there to Cowie. Cowie not very happy about it, but there is a penalty though, and Cowie being sent over to retrieve the ball. This will be Batty's 6th attempt. He's landed 2. The wind, of course, is upsetting the goal kickers. This one again to the left of the post, right off beam, way out over the dead ball line. And so the scores remain after 8 minutes play in the second half. Manly 10, and looking by far the better side, Newtown 0. Antonak playing it past Jones, loose on the ground, actually picked up there by Gibson, going infield and across field, and brought down a couple of yards inside the Newtown half. Plays it to Stanton. Stanton has to run forward to get it, gets it away there to Walkerton. Walkerton back then to Jones. Jones gets his pass away well to Day, and Day's beaten a couple of tacklers. There's no support up there, but he flipped his pass loose on the ground, actually picked up by Lanigan, and Lanigan's got no real support up there. He's trying to make it to the halfway line, and almost does so, misses by just a couple of yards, and he'll play this ball back to Jeffries. Newtown looking a little bit better now. They're trying a lot harder, trying to reach this Manly defence, but let's see if the Manly defence can do the sort of job Newtown has been doing. Nobbs spears it back the other side to Wilson. Wilson looking over there for Lanigan again. He beats one tackle, and he's flying down the scoreboard touchline. A wall of defenders after him. Loses the ball into touch, and the scrum to go down just inside the Manly 25.
Well, Newtown have come slightly back into the game. They've from that mishandling down there by Manly, they're back into the game, and now they're right down about 15 or 20 yards from the on the Manly line. 10 points to nil, about 15 minutes gone in the second half of this match, but Newtown have got to do something fairly desperate to get really back in this game. They want to try and a goal to give them an opportunity there, and here's a scrum going down about 20 yards out. Manly halfback Stanton puts the ball in.
And it's a Newtown ball, comes out to Carnegie and then across to Graney to Keys, looks towards his winger Quinn and finds Quinn, but look at the defence coming over, and he tries to beat one tackle there, picked up and dumped by Tennant, puts it back infield. Newtown still have the ball, but the Manly cover defence much too good. Graham playing the ball, and it goes across there to Allen, to Graney. Graney trying to carve his way through the Manly forwards and has brought play up just short of the Manly 25. Newtown putting on a determined effort now. Comes to Allen, then across to Wilson, goes there, over to Quinn again. Oh, and he slipped as he goes through. Didn't lose the ball. He still has it about 20 yards out from the Manly line. Plays it to Allen. Across that time to Cuneo to Nobbs, then to Carnegie. Good pass to, goes behind Keys. Keys gets to it, but he's going to be put down, I think. Gets his pass away back to Graham. Graham looks for a bit of support, trying to carve his way through and makes it up just short of the Manly 25. This is a good effort by Newtown. If they don't get a try, though, I think you can kiss their chances of going any further goodbye. Comes here to Nobbs. Nobbs is put down. Oh, just again short of the Manly 25. Jeffries feeding it away rather. Comes to Cuneo. Cuneo drawing a couple of men, can't get a pass clear. It bounced and he caught it. We must have the knock on. Let's see if Mr. Pearce has caught it. No, he hasn't. Now, Ray, was I mistaken or not?
Well, he dropped the ball. He lost the ball, all right. I think the referee missed that one.
Well, anyway, the main thing is Newtown still have it. It's the main thing as far as their own supporters are concerned. Comes to Cowie. Cowie straight and hard through there, trying to wrestle his way through. Batty number one has him, and Batty bounces off that tackle, holds his hand up, apparently complaining about something, and it's played to Jeffries, and it goes across this time to Nobbs, to Carnegie, to Wilson. Wilson's got a bit of a gap coming up here, can't quite struggle his way through. Well taken by Bradstreet and also by Fulton, and he'll play this one 20 yards out from the Manly line. If Newtown can keep it up, could be a different story. Nobbs tries the other side, finds Jeffries. Jeffries well taken, about just over the 20 yards mark out from the Manly line. And Mr. Pearce in there calling Stanton to get off him and allow him to play the ball. Then we'll come across to Nobbs. Nobbs dummies, and he's trying to carve his way through, and he looked for Keys loose on the ground. I don't know whether that one went forward or not, though. Newtown still have the ball. Mr. Pearce let it go. And it's played back there. It'll come out to Carnegie. Carnegie's looking for a gap, but he's taken hit on and put down about 10 yards short of the Manly line. He'll play it to Allen, to Keys, if he can get his pass clear, and he does so to Keys. Keys is stumbling forward on his hands and knees and makes it up 10 yards short of the Manly line. Comes to Nobbs, good one to Cuneo, and here's Graney coming up as extra man. He's flying for the line. No, he's dragged down from behind. That was a close shave for Manly. Loose on the ground, but Newtown still have the ball. Graney getting to his feet and playing it to Nobbs. Try the other side to Cuneo. Cuneo's dumbing and he's going straight and hard. Can't get a pass clear, and he's put down 3 yards short of the Manly line. He'll play it to Quinn, the winger. Gets his pass away here to Nobbs. Then across to Cowie. Cowie trying to straighten up the attack and go straight ahead, taken there by Day, and Mr. Pearce calls for him to be allowed to play the ball. It's wrenched off his hands, and here's the penalty, which of course they didn't want, 10 yards out from the Manly line. Well, Lanigan hasn't had the best of luck. This will be his 5th attempt so far. He hasn't landed one. Another acute angle, it's in the air, and it looks better, and the flags are up, and there are the first 2 points for Newtown, and so with 18 minutes gone in the second half, 22 to go, Manly 10, lead Newtown 2. Come back to Graham. Graham trying to carve his way through, and he's found a bit of a gap and gets a magnificent pass here to Carnegie, and Carnegie slipped before he even gets to Batty, about 10 yards short of the Manly 25, loose on the ground. It'll come back here to Graney. Graney running over towards the scoreboard touchline wing where Lanigan is stationed. He can't get a pass clear, and Lanigan will be the dummy half. Newtown have got to do it all over again as it comes to Cuneo, and then Graham again, who's playing a good game as it comes to Keys. Keys is beautifully tackled. That's good, solid tackling by Tennant for Manly, and Newtown getting up and playing this one as Quinn spears it away and goes back here to Cuneo trying to push off tacklers. Jakic has him, and he's wrestling his way forward, has made it about 10 or 11 yards inside the Manly half on the members stand touchline. The clock showing 18 minutes to go to full time, and it's still Manly 10, Newtown 2, and a penalty for offside play by Manly, a penalty to Newtown. There's the kick by Lanigan, and it's between the posts. Another 2 points for Newtown. 6 the difference, but at least has made about 5 or 6 very valuable yards, and play now just a little bit over 20 yards out from the Newtown line. It's bounced off Stanton's hands. He flips it back there this time and finds Walkerton going across field trying to make some more ground, and will play this one right on the Newtown 25. Newtown need the ball desperately to pull this out of the fire as it comes to Bradstreet. Bradstreet kind of crash his way through, and is about now 20 yards out from the Newtown line. He plays it to Jones. Jones here to Antonek, straight and hard, and he's going around the edge of the ruck with some beautiful round the ankle tackling there. That time by Wilson stops him. Jones fitting away this time to Day. Day again going around the edge of the ruck, can't get a pass clear, and play now coming closer to the midfield position. Now going back the other way to Vivas going straight and hard, and will play this one about 20 yards out. It'll come to Vivas now straight and hard, and he's crashing through the defence. Little Carnegie dives back at him after bouncing off and puts him down, but now they're only 15 yards short of the line. Comes to Jones. Jones puts his head down and barges, and players have dragged him down 15, 16 yards no more as he plays it to Walkerton. Walkerton now to Bradstreet. Bradstreet straight across field, well taken underneath though. Nobbs one of the tacklers, and he'll play this one almost centre field back here to Fulton, and then across to Walkerton trying to step his way through tackles and crash down by Cuneo. We'll play this one back to Jones. Well, here goes the ball, and it's a Manly ball, and Stanton has got to it. Mr. Pearce didn't like it though, and will go in again, and Nobbs is putting it in for Newtown. Newtown need it desperately. The scrum has collapsed, and a penalty to Manly. Looks as though against Nobbs. This one, well, yes, I dare say they'll have a shot at goal. It's inside the Newtown half. Only 2 or 3 yards, if that, with the wind behind them. Batty has the ball.
I think he'll go for the line.
Looks, yes, you're right. Ray's going for the line. I thought he might try and waste a bit of time going for the kick. There's his kick, though, which has brought play down. Let's have a look. About 30 yards out from the Newtown line. The scrum to go down there, and Stanton to put it in for Manly. And the clock now showing 3 minutes to go to full time, with Manly still holding this 1 point lead of 10 points to 9.
This is desperation corner for Newtown now. They've got to give anything a go to get put it in the air, high in the air, and give anything a go to get back into this game to win this game.
And a penalty before the ball goes in the scrum against the Newtown front row. A penalty to Manly. What a ridiculous mistake to make at this stage of the game.
Jimmy's penalising the Newtown hooker, Jeffries, for not packing correctly in the scrum. He's packing over and under. They're supposed to have both arms over the top of the front row players, but their front row forwards. But on this occasion, he's packed into the scrum with one over one front row forward and one under the other, of course, giving a penalty away, and a silly mistake at this period of game, with only about 2.5 minutes left to play, and Manly leading by 10 points to 9. It's been a dramatic 10 or 15 minutes because it's been action-packed football with plenty of action, and all credit to Newtown for coming really back into this game in this cold, windy day out here now at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Well, Batty has placed this one about 33 yards out from the Newtown line. Quite an acute angle, of course, because it's on the mark of the scrum. The wind at the moment is blowing slightly behind the flight of the ball. Not quite, but at least it will assist a little bit. As he comes in, we've got 2 minutes to go, and Manly lead 10 points to 9. This could make it 12 to 9. It's in the air, and it looks pretty good. No, it's gone much too far, and it's taken there by Graham behind his own line. No, he's caught beautifully there by Stanton, 5 yards out. He'll play it to Boyle, the Newtown lock. Flips it back the other way this time, finds Nobbs. It's Carnegie rather. Carnegie is caught. He's only about 5 or 6 yards out. Jeffrey's getting it away there to Cowie. Cowie running straight and hard over towards the member stand touchline. Newtown need a breakthrough here to try and pull this match out of the fire. Nobbs trying to barge his way through. Has made it out about 10 yards there. Tackled by Walkerton. And it's played back by Jeffries. And Newtown are trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do really. They're trying to barge it out straight. I think a bit of really quick backline movement or a very quick kick perhaps might even do the trick. Comes to Cuneo. Cuneo tries to barge his way through. Bumps off one tackle there by Antonek and has brought play out about 15 or 20 yards. A dummy there by Nobbs. Tries to go through. He's taken there by Jones. A bad pass loose on the ground. They have to hurry here. Wilson gets to it. He's going to be tackled, I think, on his own line. And coming up to get him at the last moment there is Vivas. They've lost about 10 or 15 very hard 1 yards and a knock on there by Cowie, but a penalty anyway to Newtown. Offside play by Manly, which they badly needed.
Well,
just a couple of yards out.
It might be a strange one, Jim. They ought to put this in the air high in the air and give themselves a chance. If they kick the
clock's
line, they're
only
out of
showing
business.
1 1/4 minutes to go, Ray. And there's the kick, which has found touch all right, midway between the Newtown 25 and the halfway line, a bit closer to the 25.
I think I'd have put it in the air then, Jim, because there's only a minute left to play and they've got to win this ball and get over.
Well, if they don't get the ball here, I think it's good night for Newtown for 1966. Let's see as Nobbs is to put it in for Newtown. The clock's showing 1 minute, just a fraction less. Now, naturally enough, the right to go into the final to meet the loser of the match between St George and Balmain, and for Manly, tries by Yakic and Bradstreet, 2 goals by Batty, and for Newtown, a try by Quinn and 3 goals to Lanigan. Manly 10, Newtown 9. And now, for his closing comments, here's Ray Steer.
Before a crowd of 31,803 this afternoon at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Manly won the right to play in the final by defeating Newtown 10 points to 9. It was the second half was the most exciting match. In the first half, Manly, of course, took the lead 10 points to 0, and they came back in the second half, and we thought that Newtown were out of the game. But Newtown, even with the loss of Quinn, came back in, and all credit to Newtown for a wonderful fight and a wonderful effort. And those early goals that missed by Lanigan have told the tale in this match at the Sydney Cricket Ground this afternoon. But it finished up on a wonderful note, and both sides played fairly clean football and well handled by the referee, Cole.